Look at what we got here. Just call me Peter Piper, because this guy out here picking peppers. And I'm gonna help you grow them better in today's video, because there's so much that you need to know before you get your peppers in the ground, or even if you already have them in the ground. Let's start with this red bell pepper. They're actually a great starting point for beginners because within these peppers lies something a lot of people just throw away, the seeds. And those seeds are basically a free pepper plant waiting to happen. You just have to know how to pull them out properly and get them ready to grow. So, we're going to be extracting those seeds from the fruit. And there's actually a right way and a wrong way to do this. Let's slice it open and take a look at what we're working with. And there it is, those small seeds. Now these seeds are our starting point because they're going to become entire new pepper plants, genetically identical to the one we just cut open. Each one of these tiny seeds is holding all the information it needs to become roots, stems, leaves, and eventually fruit of its own. Now let's prepare a temporary home for these seeds to grow. For this, we're going to use 2 small cups and fill them with a seed starting mix, not regular potting soil. Seed starting mix is lighter, it drains better, and it's clean, which is exactly what these tiny seeds need to germinate successfully. Once the cups are filled about halfway, go ahead and drop a small handful of seeds into each one. You can be a little generous here because not every seed is going to germinate, so having a few extra gives you a much better shot at ending up with strong, healthy seedlings. With the seeds firmly in place, we're going to cover them with the remaining mix, just a light layer on top. A general rule of thumb is to cover the seed about as deep as the seed itself is thick. To help with the growing process, we're going to prepare a cinnamon powder solution by adding cinnamon to hot water. This creates a natural antifungal solution, thanks to a compound in cinnamon called cinnamaldehyde. What this does is protect our seedlings from something called damping off, which is basically a fungal disease that can wipe out an entire batch of seedlings overnight, right at the soil line. After around 30 minutes of waiting, you're good to strain it out. Just get rid of any leftover cinnamon powder. And what you're left with is a clean, cinnamon-infused water, ready to use. Using a spray bottle, we're going to fill it up with that cinnamon solution. With this in hand, we're going to lightly mist the surface, making sure to cover the entire top evenly, without disturbing the seeds underneath. This is what's going to keep the soil moist enough for germination while protecting it against mold at the same time. After about 20 days, you can see the plant has sprouted into small seedlings. And this right here is honestly one of my favorite parts of the whole process. Look at these little guys. They've got their first set of leaves out already, standing up nice and strong, reaching for the light. This stage right here is actually really delicate though. The stems are thin, the roots are still tiny, and they're relying completely on us to give them the right conditions to keep pushing forward. And that is exactly what we're going to do as we prepare a compost using eggplant and carrot skin. Just make sure to cut them up into small pieces, because the smaller the pieces, the faster they're going to break down. This compost is going to serve as a slow-release, natural source of nutrients for our seedlings. Things like nitrogen, potassium, and calcium, all of which are essential for healthy root and stem development. And when it's moist, that breakdown process speeds up even more, because moisture is what activates the beneficial microbes responsible for turning these scraps into usable nutrients for the plant. We're going to pack all the pieces into a small container with holes at the bottom. These holes are important because they allow excess moisture to drain out and air to get in, which helps everything break down evenly instead of turning into a soggy, smelly mess. Moving on, we're going to plant all of these together in a large container, or if you've got the space, straight into a plot of land. The compost goes right in the middle, and the bell peppers get positioned around it, close enough to benefit, but not so close that the roots are sitting directly against it. This is actually a perfect setup, because as the compost continues to break down over time, it slowly releases nutrients outward into the surrounding soil, and the roots naturally grow toward that nutrient-rich zone as they search for food. It's basically a built-in feeding system. So instead of us having to manually fertilize every few weeks, the plants are pulling exactly what they need, exactly when they need it, straight from the ground they're growing in. Set it up once and let the whole system work for you. Moving on, we're going to plant all of these together into a large container, or if you've got the space, straight into a plot of land works just as well. We're placing the compost right in the middle, with the bell pepper seedlings positioned around it, spaced evenly on each side. And this positioning is actually really intentional. As the compost continues to break down over time, it slowly releases nutrients outward into the surrounding soil, which means the roots on either side are constantly reaching toward a steady source of food, instead of getting one big hit all at once. After 50 days, the plant has now fully developed. Look at the difference from where we started. Full green leaves, strong, upright stems, and it's actually starting to hold its shape on its own without needing much support. This is honestly the payoff of everything we did early on. The seed starting mix, the cinnamon treatment, the compost, all of it working together over these past weeks. And from here, it's not far off from flowering and eventually giving us actual peppers to harvest. The last ingredient we're going to be preparing and using from now on is a rice solution, made from a combination of uncooked rice and water. What this does is release starches, B vitamins, and trace minerals like potassium and magnesium straight into the water as the rice soaks. Those nutrients feed the beneficial microbes in the soil, which in turn support stronger root development and healthier overall growth. It's a simple, gentle way to give your plants a steady boost without ever needing a synthetic fertilizer. Then, we're adding the solution into a watering can and diluting it with a bit more water to balance everything out. You don't want it too concentrated, just a light, gentle feed. And from here on out, routine care is really all these plants need. Water them consistently whenever the top of the soil starts to feel dry. Avoid letting them sit in soggy conditions because that's when problems start. Keep them somewhere they're getting plenty of direct sunlight. Peppers genuinely love the sun. The more light they get, the stronger and more productive they're going to be. Every couple of weeks, come back and feed them with that rice solution we just made. Just a light watering, nothing excessive. And that's honestly it. No complicated schedules, no constant fussing, just consistency. And there you have it. From a handful of seeds pulled out of a store-bought bell pepper, all the way to a full-grown, thriving pepper plant, using nothing but things you probably already have sitting in your kitchen right now. And if this helped you out, a like and a subscribe means a lot and helps me keep making videos like this. And I'll see you in the next one.